YouTube at Muscle. We'll eventually be selling some merch. Our goal here is to share our passion for all these things with the people who feel the same way. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
All right, we're back. It's been a couple weeks.
Yes, indeed. Good day.
How you doing, man?
Really, really well.
Really well?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
The tequila you acquired is working.
Good experiences?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good choices? Everything's copacetic?
As far as I can tell.
I'd say the same. We're going to have Will on a little later. He's taking care of family business. When he's ready, he's going to join us. But I thought we could just get started.
Yeah.
Get warmed up. Then we could hit him with a volley of questions when he joins us.
Will's good for that.
He is.
He's a lot of answers.
Yeah, he does. So, how's the gym been going?
Watching you with your gains.
Yeah, my sweet gains.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm trying to catch that that chick we've been sharing videos of. That's her name. She could squat like 550 or something like that.
Trying to catch a video of her.
Yeah. It wouldn't even bother me if they weren't like fairly fit people. If they were like like when you look at Eddie Hall when he won his championship, he was huge.
Mm-hmm.
He was 400 some pounds, and he's already he's a 6'2", 6'3". He's a big dude.
A big boy.
Big belly,
Yep.
Big chest, big arms. If the girls were built like that, I'd feel better, but they're not.
Are you saying they're aesthetically pleasing?
They're fit, they're muscular, and they're stronger than me.
That's all right. They earn it.
They earn it, I guess.
They earn it.
I need to earn it too. Yeah, that's nuts. I still talk a little bit about the TRT. I have an appointment next week with Zobro. We're going to go over results. I've seen preliminary information through the patient portal, and I know that everything has been okay. I think he was a little concerned about prostate cancer, but I don't have any symptoms for that. He's just trying to figure out why. How come everything's normal but testosterone? But I looked it up too, and I basically have testosterone levels of like a 50-some-year-old man. So someone like me...
And we're 40-somethings.
Right. Someone like me who kind of, took andro for quite a while in his 20s, and then maybe didn't do a cycle of something in his 30s. It just permanently lowered me. And I was concerned about that, and that's why I went, and kind of seems to be the case. So he just wants to make sure there's nothing else going on there, but I don't think there is. I think I just have low testosterone.
And that's okay.
It's okay.
They can fix that.
They can fix that. They make things for that, and I think that's what he's going to end up prescribing, or referring me to someone else who will prescribe it. Which either way, I don't care.
Okay.
Because sometimes they'll send you to an endocrinologist to get checked out, and that person will be the one who actually prescribes it. And that's fine. Like I said, you can't fake these tests, right? I mean, so I'm getting all this stuff done. They're checking, telling me I'm overweight and.
What?
I know. I was shocked.
Right.
You should have seen the look on my face.
Oh.
What?
Gasp.
You mean I shouldn't weigh 290 pounds? Are you sure? I thought that was good.
Myrtle thinks you're fine.
Myrtle, am I okay?
Yep.
Oh, man. She wasn't expecting me to say anything.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Myrtle. Myrtle is Tommy's roommate.
Our little mascot.
Yeah. She's just out for a good time. Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen. I've talked to some other people who are taking like the androgel. I guess I'd prefer that, or a patch even, to a shot, but it's up to the doc. whatever he thinks.
I'll pin you.
I like
Or
it.
they let me do that at home, right?
Yeah.
Go to the office for that.
You're going to the office for
Oh,
that.
never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But yeah, I would prefer something like that. I don't, the more you read about like pills and stuff like that, it can be damaging to like the lining in your stomach and your kidneys and even ibuprofen.
Yeah, that's really bad for your kidneys.
Yeah, it's like, man. And I've never thought twice about it.
It'll wreck your guts too.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about that today.
Yep, for sure.
And, we were talking about it, of course, because Proposal 1 is up in Michigan for the marijuana stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about, we were talking about it because some people don't like it, but...
That's hard to say. Well, that's going to go.
Right. Some people don't like it, but what I said was, the thing that I don't like is CBD oil is not...
You can't just go get it.
You can't get CBD oil, and CBD oil is, in a lot of ways, it's like an ibuprofen. Ibuprofen is anti-inflammatory, and it helps with pain, and it helps with... CBD oil does all of those things. So, without damaging your kidneys or your lining of your stomach and things like that these other things do. So, yeah. I don't know. It's a complicated issue. We know the government would screw us over on any tax dollars they collected, so...
For sure.
Somebody asked me about the wind turbines. They're like, Micah, tell me about the wind turbines. And I said, it'll help supplement power to the grid for the power companies, and you won't see one nickel off your bill.
Nope. It'll go up.
Yeah.
It'll go up.
That's kind of the wind turbines in a nutshell.
Yeah.
There isn't a huge benefit to it. Are they a huge impact to the environment? I don't think so. Not really. I mean, yeah, there's some detriment to it, but...
They don't look good. They really don't look good. But...
And if you live near one, they are a little bit noisy.
Yeah.
It's like...
But at the same time, around here where they want to place them, there's really not much traffic.
No.
But
to me, it's like, to the individual, is there a benefit to that? No.
No.
It's just like if Proposal 1 passes and they start collecting taxes on marijuana, what does that mean for you being a small business owner or me being someone who earns, living paying taxes for the man?
Right.
Nothing. It doesn't mean anything for us. They don't care. It's just added revenue. They'll spend it somewhere else. And so that's kind of garbage anyway. But, yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone was asking me about... They said, who are you voting for tonight, Micah? And I said, what I really like is be able to vote people out. What I would like is a list. I don't want to vote people in. I want a list that I can select from everybody who's in that I want out. I don't want them replaced.
That's a good thought.
I just want them out. Yeah. Election Tuesday, hey? The gerrymandering thing, that does need to end.
I agree.
That causes problems. But you know what? And no one wants to ever talk about this. But you know what would solve a lot of like the concerns for how people are voted in and how votes are counted and congressional seats? Give every state one seat on each thing.
Yeah.
That would change things, wouldn't it?
Boy, would it ever.
So, California doesn't have 5, Michigan doesn't have 4, Wisconsin doesn't have 6, Yeah. Whatever it is. It's not divided up like that, but it's like that. It's weighted to your population.
Yep.
And I understand why they did that. I just think you are opening yourselves up to some pretty major problems.
Yep.
Just like in the last election when, so many people were crying and confused that Hillary lost when she won, Chicago, New York, and LA. They forget that, the rest of the country still exists. And they have a say in these things. It's just tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Our government system is not it's not perfect.
Nope.
And I personally don't like it, but what are you going to do? What are you willing to do to change it? That's the key. There's the question.
Uh-huh.
What are you willing to do to make it different? They're like, get out and vote. That won't change a damn thing. Why? Because you're voting for a Republican or a Democrat or a Green Party guy. But guess what? They're all part of the same system.
Yep.
So if you really want to change it, what are you willing to do to see that change? I'm not willing to go fight people.
No.
Sorry.
Juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Yeah, I'm not a true anarchist. I don't think like we need to overthrow people through force. No. And so we kind of got to live with this broken system we got. That's still better than a lot of other systems.
We'll just keep doing our thing and complaining about
That's right.
That's all
I'm
we'll do.
all for complaining.
Why not?
We complain about millennials. We complain about complain about the price of gas. Complain about insurance costs. We complain about all of it. Hell yeah. That's enough of Election Tuesday. It's all the time I got for that.
Yeah.
I think we spent 10 minutes talking about it.
Week 2, no car.
Week 2 of no car.
Beginning of another long winter season.
Here's the thing. It is the beginning of a long winter season, and my cars are put away. However...
No, we still got to get your car in my pole barn.
You know what? I bought that really expensive fitted cover. I can leave it right where
No, we got to get it out there.
It's yeah, it's fine. But yeah, it is the beginning of a long winter where the cars are put up. But this isn't the bad part. The beginning of putting the cars away is not the bad part. I don't start getting pissy until February.
Yeah, when the days start getting longer.
Yeah, the days are getting longer. Sun's out a lot more, and it's just not working out. Like we've got, another month or 2 before I can get it out. That's when I'm starting to look at the ground and look at the sky and be like, "What am I doing?"
Outside kicking a snowbank.
Yep.
It's like, this sucks.
Yeah, I mean, January even isn't that bad. I don't mind any of it really. It's just it gets a little long. That's all.
Yeah, I get pretty whiny.
Yeah.
By springtime, I'm
Call it trudging.
Uh-huh.
When the snow gets deep and it gets cold and you're kind of breaking through that crust and you get that extra sink in your step every time you take one.
Yeah.
That's trudging to me, and I hate that.
Leave for work in the dark, come home in the dark.
Yeah, we're already almost there for that one. That daylight savings time thing, that's another thing that just needs to go away.
Stupid.
That's the stupidest.
Start your day in the dark and get a little more.
And here's the funny part. Like, they've given all these different reasons as to why it exists. And I've heard that it was for the kids.
We're doing it for the children.
We're doing it for the children, but we're really not, because for us, by the time December rolls around, the kids are waiting in the dark and they're coming home in the dark. So we didn't really save them anything.
Right.
Our days up here are short. And I don't think a lot of people realize that. If you've never spent any time in the winter in the UP, even our people in Lower Michigan and friends in Lower Michigan, they don't understand that.
Well, right now, 5:30. It's kind of darkish.
Yeah.
In the afternoon.
And the sun's not really up until like 7-ish right now.
Yeah.
And soon it won't even be that.
Right. 7:15 to 7:20 you can start to see.
Yeah. We're not getting even 12 hours of daylight.
No, way under.
We're not getting 10 hours of daylight, in the middle of winter. And so a lot of people don't understand that. And so that is a tough thing. I mean, we're not Alaska. It doesn't set on one day and not rise again.
But
for
when the
3
weather's
months.
nice, at least we have daylight till 10:30, 11 o'clock.
That's right. So in June we get the opposite.
Yep.
So yeah. It's something. I don't know. Now we're 2 old men complaining about daylight.
Aches and pains. CBD for aches and pains.
Yeah.
The weather and no daylight.
These are different aches and pains, so I don't know if CBD would help. Maybe some more tequila.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which,
Yep, it was good. I finished
we
mine.
got the Gas Monkey. Our local store in town, and we are a town of, 800 people?
Yeah, if that.
If that.
Yeah, he come through for us.
Yeah. Pete, you're a rock star. Our local grocery store owner, his name's Pete, he put in, I talked to him earlier in the summer. I mean, it was like July. It might have been even June or no, it was maybe July. But I told him that I love Gas Monkey tequila, and I've ordered it online. And Dominic had brought some back when he went down to Dallas.
Yep.
We loved it, and I told Pete about it, and I was like, man, if you could get that in. And he had a space on his shelf for like 2 months, and I was like, he's not going to get it because he said, oh, they're sold out. I can't even get it in Michigan through my distributor. It's going to take time. And I was like, wow, that's horrible. And then 2 months later, I was like, he's not going to get it. And then last week I was there and he had it. I was like, you got to be kidding me, Pete. You didn't give up.
What a jewel.
You are the man. Yeah, so good job, Pete, on the Gas Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
I know, because a lot of people are like, oh, tequila, can't do it. Like, well, you can't do it a lot, but you can have a glass of good tasting tequila and be okay.
Yeah. I feel okay.
Yeah, it's not.
The glass worked.
If you're 5 shots in, yeah, you got a problem. Or you got the starting of a problem, depending on who you are.
Or you're working on your problem.
Yeah. Showing off. Yeah, that's nuts. Car stuff. Did you see Ford has the new carbon fiber edition of the Ford GT?
Woof.
100% carbon fiber car.
Oof.
Just has some billet aluminum pieces for that they know that it needs, but has that monocoque design. I know. I like that terminology too. But that is what it's called. The Ford GT, to me, it's down like 200 horsepower. That's what it is.
Yeah, why don't they crank it up? The motors or the engine's capable of near 1,000, isn't it?
It's just, yeah. At least 850.
Yeah.
At least 850. And I don't know why they don't do it, to be honest. Ford's kind of weird that way. We talked about that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
90s Mustangs that they had the 5.8 liter Windsor engine and they never put it in anything. Mm-hmm. One or two cars and special model years and then never again. It just doesn't make any sense.
No. Nope.
I've actually been really happy that they've kept the Shelby GT350 around. Because that's got to cost them a lot of money.
Yep.
To have that special engine in just that car and a low volume cell, that's got to cost them a ton. Not a cheap car.
No. Find a Voodoo engine somewhere.
Whew, I'd do the key.
Yeah.
Stick it in something fun.
Yeah. 69 Mustang.
69 Mustang.
Something different.
I'd wake her up. But you know what? Forget even a stroker, but if you just threw an aluminum Edelbrock top end with like a EFI,
Oh yeah, it would be night and day.
Night and day. It'd be over 400 horsepower. You'd be grinning every time you took off.
Yep.
Just spending the money on it, taking the time.
Yep.
Paying someone to put it all in there. At least that's what my thing would be. Heck yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There isn't a ton going on. SEMA show was just this past week.
That's right.
Some guy with a tricked out 69 Camaro won the builders competition. They had like the editor of Hot Rod and a bunch of other places, and the builders themselves all voted.
Oh.
And that's how they chose the winner, because that's still supposed to be a manufacturer's only show. They do let the public in on certain days now, but because it's grown,
Yeah.
huge demand. And of course, all the TV show guys are there. The Street Outlaws guys, the Counts Customs are there. Kindig Design is there. All those shows go down there. The Ring Brothers always have a car.
We should be there.
Yeah, we should. We'll go get that 67 Galaxy up the road.
Uh-huh.
Throw a paint job on it and a big block in it, and go see if we can impress anybody. I say why
I like the
not?
paint that's on it. That kind of shit brown. It's all patinaed, and
You could see like
leave it alone and just throw a big old engine in it.
throw some like those old like the Shelby GT350, like the 66, 67, or 66 Shelby GT350. Those wheels, they had the grayed out Kragers.
Yep.
Throw some of those on there just to give it that little bit tougher look.
Uh huh.
Just put some meats on there, yeah,
Yep.
and a big block. Probably has a big block in it, but most of those Galaxies had 390s. Some were 289s, but
Yeah, usually some kind of FE.
yeah. The 352,
There's a lot of those.
a lot of those. That's called the big letdown.
Yep.
I think it's a 390.
At least the big ones, or the bigger displaced ones, will bolt in nice,
Right.
ready to go right in.
Or you can swap a crankshaft and be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, man.
Sore today?
Honestly, not really. Just
Me
a
either.
little lethargic, a little tired. Legs are a little tired. But it was nice to get back to squatting 405. It was nice to do that again.
It was.
It really
Felt
was. I told you when I got done, I was like, I didn't get as deep as I did with 315. But it was still good. Still decent range of motion.
Yep.
And I'll work on the depth. But yeah, it was nice to do that again. I would like to get back to pulling at least that much too.
Yeah, that's been a while. I did it once this summer, but then I hurt my back.
Right. That would be huge. Huge. Yeah, man. They had a UFC. You see, DC, they had him take on that huge heavyweight Derek Lewis that's been knocking everybody out.
I heard about it.
DC submitted him in the third round after dominating him.
Oh.
So the Brock Lesnar fight's still on.
Okay.
You know, and Brock, he won the Universal Championship at the WWE pay-per-view over the weekend. So DC, after he won, said that he wants Brock to bring that WWE title because he'll take that too.
Nice.
Well,
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
DC's almost 40 years old, so he said that in March he's done. So this Brock fight's probably his last.
That'd be a good payday.
That's what he's thinking.
Yep.
And it will be.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, Brock's Brock. I mean, you get that WWE vibe with him because that's what he's done for most of his career.
Yeah.
But he's still an elite wrestler who's stronger probably than anybody DC's ever faced. And DC's primarily a wrestler, and he's a better wrestler than anybody DC's faced. So, you know, DC's likely to just outstrike him and win. But maybe not.
Yeah.
There's other people who thought that. Brock's not having issues with his diverticulitis anymore. He finally got the surgery and got that taken care of. He's back up to 300 pounds. Those things matter, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when
You gotta have your guts.
You do.
Yeah.
Brock's stamina will be back. Will he be on peds? Who knows? I would say legitimately, DC doesn't look like he's ever done because he's kind of pudgy and he's not very big. But he is an amazing athlete, and he's done a lot with his career outside of John Jones. And John Jones is guilty of what? ED meds, cocaine, marijuana. What hasn't John Jones been busted with? I'd like to say he's tried it all. Heck yeah.
Well, it's not like he's been in a hit and run.
Yeah.
I mean,
he didn't break a pregnant woman's arm and then try to run back for his marijuana. Yeah. That's I get that what he did in the face of it isn't horribly different than a lot of other athletes have done.
right.
I've always thought it's funny that Pete Rose isn't in the Baseball Hall of Fame, but Darryl Strawberry is.
Yeah.
Darryl Strawberry, who's convicted of beating the living hell out of multiple women.
Yep.
But he stole a lot of bases. Everybody liked him. He didn't bet on his team to win. Yeah, I don't know. I understand the problems with it, but you've got worse people in there. LT's in the NFL Hall of Fame. LT's not a...
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not a great person.
No.
and when I say that, I mean that he made a lot of mistakes in his personal life that did impact the field as well. And, they just don't seem to care about that.
No.
They're worried about betting on sports because they're worried that it'll lead to point shaving. And I understand that.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. They just don't like that he did it, and they wanted to make an example out of someone. But outside of that, he was everything you'd ever want in a teammate, a coach, a player, a mentor, And these guys, the only thing they got going for him was their success in the field of play, whether it's baseball or football or whatever. Everything else about them was bad.
Yep.
Bad. And they would admit that. They would tell you that.
Yep.
They
had issues.
They did have issues, but we get to, I guess, Bud Selig was cool with you beating the crap out of your wife. But, he plays a bet one time and he's done with you forever.
Yep.
Beat your wife, though. Just, serve your 5-game suspension. Come back and steal a few more bases.
Don't do that anymore.
Yeah, we're good. Don't do that 3 or 4 more times.
Yep.
2 more times, we're good.
Wow.
Get busted for snorting coke and beating your wife. We're okay. We're okay.
He said he's sorry.
Yeah, he said he was sorry. It's not too far. Who is the football player who just was all in the news? Was it Ray Rice that decked his girlfriend in that hotel?
Yeah.
Elevator.
Yep.
Everyone saw it.
I just saw him on TV somewhere. He's trying to do something.
Yeah. It's just weird though that
I saw Ray Caruth was just released. Remember him?
Yeah. Straight up tried to kill people.
Yeah, he killed had his girlfriend or wife killed. Is pregnant.
Yep.
The kid survived though.
Yeah.
Wow.
They'll probably let him come back and play.
Well, he lost a step.
Yeah.
Omega.
Lost a step. We don't want him no more. If he could play like Brady. How'd you like that game?
I liked it.
Packers Patriots?
I liked it.
What'd you think of the ejection?
I just watched the highlights. I only watched the first quarter. I had to go to bed because I had to work early, so I didn't hear about the...
Clinton Dix's replacement.
Uh-oh.
He was playing well. He got tangled up with an offensive lineman, and the offensive lineman gave him a little shove, and he turned around and open hand slapped him across the face really hard. So 15-yard roughing, unnecessary roughness penalty or personal foul or whatever they called it. But then he walked over to the sideline, and then they ejected him. So it's still unclear if he said something that pissed them off more, or they just talk about it and was like,
he must have.
That was a really good slap. Because it really wasn't that good of a slap. The offensive lineman, turned his head 2 inches and then looked back at him, and then he started going like this, and they did throw a flag. It's just so funny to me, though, because in the NFL, it's always like that. You get the initial infraction, and the refs miss that. Yeah. It's the retaliation they always see. And as a sibling, I'm sure you can appreciate that.
Oh, yes.
April will come through, do something to piss you off, and all they see is what you did. And you're in trouble.
They cared.
All they cared. Oh, April. You didn't use that to your advantage, did you? Did you, April?
Little sweet pea.
Yeah. My parents were the same way. Actually, with my parents, what it was whoever got to them first to tell them their version of what happened.
The reporter.
Yeah, the reporter was safe. And Carolyn was very good at that.
Smart. That's smart, man.
Yeah.
Immunity.
Yep. She was something else. Still is. Oh, I don't know if old Will's going to join us. I thought
He's
he'd
busy.
thought he'd picked it up by now. It's almost 7. Yeah. Until then, the only other thing we get to talk about is the Lions game.
And Michigan.
Well, we'll get to Michigan. I'll say that we'll end on a high note. So let's talk about the Lions game. So they gave up more sacks than they scored points. What's weird to me, and I wanted to talk to Will about this because I know he feels very strongly about these things. Everyone's like, fire Jim Bob Cooter, fire Jim Bob Cooter. He wasn't the problem.
No.
The play calling was not the problem. The problem was the offensive line. Couldn't stop anybody.
They didn't show up.
They were on the ground for most of the game. They were falling all over themselves.
Yep.
And yeah, the Vikings do have a very good defense. They do. It's one of the best in the league. But they've played other good defenses at least. And Stafford was the least hit quarterback in the league going into that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Doesn't seem right.
And then they gave up 10 sacks.
Yeah.
And the sacks, they gave up 10 sacks, but the knockdowns, the hurries, he was running for his life on every single play. And for the Vikings fans, that were so pumped, like, yeah, we kicked their butts. You did, but let's be real. It was the bootleg, not the bootleg, but it was Stafford running for his life, and he tried to shovel pass it to that rookie running back, and he just bobbled
Just missed it.
And it sucked because on the replay, you see Stafford looked at him and showed him the ball, like, I'm going to give this to you.
Yep.
And then he flipped it to him and turned to make a block, and that running back just bobbled it and lost it. Which is weird, too, because normally I'm sure he wouldn't do that.
Right.
And it sucked because it was 17-6 at that point. It was a crucial moment. They were going for a first down. Who knows what happens if he catches that. For one, Stafford did make the block.
Uh-huh.
So, and carry on an open space has shown to be very dangerous. Unfortunately,
it went the other way.
It went the other way, and they scored with it. Oh God, the Lions.
No, but I was really wrong about Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't really that big on him.
No.
But he's kind of got it rolling now.
Well, I mean, he has such a prickly demeanor.
Yeah.
He really does, and he's very cocky, and he's very direct, like, my way or the highway, everybody else is stupid, I'm the only one who knows. And like I said, all of that works if you're winning. And he is. When we started the season, and we were talking about that, like, when he lost to Notre Dame, it was like, you lose a few of these, you lose to State, you lose to Ohio State, you lose to Wisconsin, they're going to fire you, because no one's going to put up with that at Michigan.
No.
That's why we've had such turnover in coaching over the past several years, is because no one's produced. Not to a level that people expect Michigan to play at.
Right.
Well, look at them now. They're the best defense in college football. They have one of the best running games in college football. Their quarterback is at least decent.
Yep.
I'm not going to say he's great because he's not.
Yeah.
He's just decent.
But they're rolling. They're doing it.
Yeah. Their rushing yards per game is out totaling the opposing team's total yards. That's what they're doing right now. Their defense is holding people. They held Michigan State to 94 yards of total offense for a game.
I like it.
The same Michigan that came back around and beat, was it Purdue or Penn State? And they had like 350 yards of offense, and they just creamed him. Then one of the announcers, I forget who it was, one of the announcers was like, Michigan fans, you need to pay attention, because this is real. These are the real deal. That they got a defense and a running game that's reminiscent of the old days.
Yep.
They can do stuff with this. However, and this doesn't diminish Michigan and what they're doing at all, but Alabama looks unstoppable.
They are.
They look like they would beat Detroit right now.
Yep.
They probably wouldn't, but But you almost get the sense that they could compete real well with Detroit and some of those teams. I say that, and that's that's totally bogus. Yes, Detroit looks sloppy, but you put those guys against a collegiate team and they would wipe the floor with them. Yeah. Let's not get crazy. Yeah. It's one of those reminders that every NFL team, even if they're not very good, are made up of the cream of the crop at every single position of college football players.
Yep.
And Alabama's not that.
No.
They are amazing, though. I'm impressed.
They are the best in college football.
Yeah. Even Notre Dame. Michigan's playing so well, but Notre Dame, they didn't handle them, but they almost did.
Mm-hmm.
And they're ranked second or third. Michigan's up to fourth.
What was it? LSU is who Alabama just got done whooping up on.
Yeah.
They were third.
Yeah. So, it's it's one of those things, and it seems to be the case a lot of times in college football that the top 1-2 teams are miles above everybody else. There is a huge difference, and I'm just hoping that this is a return to form for Michigan. I'd love to.
It's looking good.
It is. I'd love to see them win the Big Ten.
Yep.
They smoked. Who was it? Penn State over the weekend.
Yep.
They beat Michigan State handily. I'll have to get back to my folks later. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, it's looking good. Ohio State looks horrible. No one's scared to play them right now.
No.
People are kind of looking forward to it, I think. And I'm sure their program will bounce back. I mean, they have elite recruiting. They have a big school there.
Yep.
A long tradition. They're not going to be down for long. So even though I'm enjoying it, I'm sure they'll be good next year or the year after. That's like Harbaugh. Last year he had his down year because he had some guys leave early and a quarterback transfer that he wasn't expecting. And last year he had to recruit more people. And he has. And now they're one of the best in the country again. So
I'll take it.
I'll take it too. Take that all day.
Yep.
Heck yeah. So what do you think, man? What's the over or under that we're driving our cars in April next year?
We will not be driving our cars in April.
Will never happen.
Nope.
The other hard part of the UP. It's usually May. May is usually the month. And even then it could be more towards the middle of May that we can get our cars out.
It's a long ways away.
It is. It is. Baraga Schools changed up their thing this year. They have a week off in February. And I told Jules, maybe we should try to do something. Get out of here for a couple days even, 2-3 days.
You should.
You can't go that far, but go somewhere.
You should.
Even the Dells.
Mm-hmm.
The Dells is pretty cool.
Yep.
What's the one, the Waters of Wisconsin? What's that one? Is that Minocqua? There's one that's not that far either that's got an indoor water park and stuff.
Yeah, there's something around Lake of the Torches.
Yeah. Maybe that'd be the key.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go for a few days.
Green Bay's got a nice water park.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
We should go there. I don't know. Might be worth it. Break the winter up a little bit. Get out of town for a little while.
It all helps.
It does.
It all helps.
Because February's a short month. You take a week and go somewhere, and then it becomes a really short month.
Yep.
Oh, Myrtle. She come over here. I could see. She's full of piss and vinegar right now.
All excited about something.
Oh, Myrtle. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed. Will didn't get back, and I think we're pretty good here. What do you think?
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll have to catch Will next time. We're out of here.